My Tinder date knew where I lived before I told him. I know you know. Let's read.
Hey, Loopy. I know you do those story times and I keep replaying this moment in my head. I guess part of me needs to know if I overreacted or if this was as disturbing as it felt in the moment. I met this guy on Tinder. Let's just call him Marcus. He was polite, said all the right things in the beginning, nothing weird or overly intense, just seemed like a regular guy who liked good conversation and music. We talked for maybe about a week before meeting up. I felt safe enough to go out for dinner with him. He picked a public place, didn't give off any weird energy. The date itself was fine. Not amazing, but not terrible. I didn't feel instant chemistry, but I appreciated how laid back he was. There were no red flags during dinner. He talked about his work, asked about mine, kept the conversation going. When the bill came, he offered to drive me home. I had Ubered there, so it would have been convenient. I said sure, and when we walked out to his car, as I pulled out my phone to give him directions, he said very calmly, "You don't have to tell me where you live. I already know." I froze. I looked over at him, kind of half laughing, like maybe he was joking, but he wasn't. He just kept looking at the road, like he hadn't said anything strange. I asked, "What do you mean?" He told me he had seen one of my TikToks where I was filming in my bedroom. He recognized the layout of the building because apparently his cousin used to live in the same complex. He remembered the shape of the window, the color of the blinds, the railing on the balcony. I didn't say anything. He made a few turns and then pulled up directly to my building. I hadn't told him the name of my complex. I hadn't mentioned the street. Nothing about where I lived had come up in our conversation. But there we were, parked in front of my building like he'd been there before. He looked at me and said, "See, told you I got a good memory." I was uncomfortable, but I didn't know what to say in that moment. I think I was in shock. I mumbled something about having an early morning, and he said goodnight. I got out, walked inside, but I didn't go straight to my unit. I waited near the mailboxes until I saw him drive off. That night, I barely slept. I replayed every conversation we had, every post I might have made that gave something away. The next morning, I deleted every video with anything that could have shown where I live. I blurred backgrounds, took down anything with a view, or even the light fixtures. I blocked him on everything. I never heard from him again, but that's the part that still makes my stomach turn. He knew where I lived. He knew without me ever telling him. And he thought that was okay. That was some creepy shit. That wasn't observant. That was calculated. And tell you what, I would have opened the door and jumped the fuck out. Thank God you okay. Y'all better not be holding on to the stories like that. If anything crazy ever happened to you, go ahead and email me. Email is in the bio. And it could be anonymous. I promise. I won't tell.